Once upon a time there was a large, mysterious castle that sat atop a hill overlooking a small village. No one from the village had ever ventured inside the enormous stone fortress, and rumors swirled about what may be lurking within its walls. One day, a brave young boy named Timothy decided he wanted to explore the mysterious castle. He hiked up the steep, winding path that led to the towering wooden front gates. With a loud creak, Timothy slowly pushed open the ancient doors and stepped inside. He found himself in a large courtyard filled with statues and fountains. In the center was a grand marble staircase that appeared to lead up to the main keep. As Timothy crossed the courtyard, his footsteps echoed off the stone walls. He paused at the base of the stairs, looking up uncertainly as his heart pounded with nervous excitement. Timothy took a deep breath and began to climb the worn steps. At the top of the stairs, Timothy came to an ornate wooden door. He turned the iron handle, and the heavy door swung slowly open. Timothy peeked inside and saw what looked like a huge library filled with floor-to-ceiling shelves packed tightly with leather-bound books. As he tiptoed inside, he gazed around in awe at the room that seemed to go on forever. Thousands of books stretched out before him. He randomly selected one with a red cover and gold lettering. As Timothy gently lifted the cover, he suddenly heard a booming voice behind him yell, "Who dares enter my domain?" Timothy whirled around and found himself face to face with a giant, angry-looking dragon. The huge beast stared down at the tiny boy. "I am the guardian of this castle, and no one may enter without my permission," the dragon roared. Timothy trembled with fear, but gathered his courage and squeaked out, "I'm sorry, Mr. Dragon. I didn't know anyone still lived here in this old castle. My name is Timothy, and I just wanted to explore and maybe read some of these amazing books." The dragon paused, looking thoughtful. "You know, in all my years here, you are the first visitor who has seemed interested in my wonderful library," the dragon replied in a softer tone. "I am Reginald, the great and powerful dragon librarian." The beast puffed out his chest. Timothy could now see that Reginald was wearing a cloak and spectacles. "Would you like me to show you around and recommend some good books?" Reginald asked. Timothy nodded eagerly. Reginald smiled, showing 2 rows of shiny white fangs. He led Timothy through the vast library, pulling books off the shelves and stacking them into the boy's arms. Reginald pointed out sections on history, spell books, magical creatures, and travelers' tales of faraway lands. Timothy was amazed at the sheer number of books in the dragon's library. After Timothy had a towering stack of books to read, Reginald led him to a cozy nook with a window overlooking the village below. Timothy curled up in a soft leather chair and began poring over the books, completely fascinated by all the knowledge within their pages. "Let me know if you need anything," Reginald said. "I'm quite relieved to finally have someone to share my beloved library with." Timothy spent hours reading about unfamiliar places and creatures he never knew existed. As it grew dark outside, Reginald lit the candles in the grand chandelier hanging above them. Timothy suddenly realized how late it was getting. "I'm sorry, Reginald. I need to get home to my village before my parents start to worry," he told the dragon. "You must come back and visit again soon then," Reginald responded. "It's wonderful to see someone so interested in all the knowledge these books contain. Feel free to take a few home to read." Timothy gratefully gathered the books he had yet to finish and put them in his backpack. The dragon walked him back to the heavy front doors of the castle. "Thank you for showing me your incredible library," Timothy said. "I've learned more today than I ever have before." "The pleasure was all mine," Reginald replied with a toothy grin. "I do hope to see you again, my curious young friend." Timothy waved goodbye as the enormous dragon closed the giant wooden doors behind him. As Timothy hiked back down the winding path to his village, he thought about all the amazing things he had discovered in the mysterious castle. He couldn't wait to return to learn more from the generous dragon librarian Reginald. From that day forward, the giant castle on the hill didn't seem so scary to the villagers anymore. The rumors of a fearsome dragon turned out to be untrue thanks to Timothy's brave exploration. He shared the wonderful books from Reginald's library, spreading knowledge throughout the little village. Timothy continued visiting the castle often, having grand adventures and discussing literature with his new dragon friend.